1 second while I check the feed, make sure we all clear, make sure we good to go. We're gonna get started. Hey, Shalom, Israel. Give me 1 second while I check the feed. We roll. So with that, Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, where we are led by the Commanding General YAHANNA. I'm saying since 1969, we've been a home of the truth, teaching Black, Hispanics, Native Americans the truth about the Bible. I'm saying we are not affiliated with any other so-called Hebrew Israelite group. I'm saying we not with them, they not with us. I'm saying if you are not in the I.S.U.P.K, you are not in the truth. There's only one truth, and that is 1 West. You know what I'm saying? All them other fake Hebrew Israelites, they sprouted up from us. What they started off with us, and eventually turned out where they are now. Lord be with them. But you know what I'm saying? We are the beginning of the truth. You know what I'm saying? We're coming back to the knowledge that we are God's true chosen people. Today is Friday, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the Lashawan Qadash class. You know, the holy tongue. You know, so when we get into our culture and learn how to read, write, and speak ancient Hebrew, man. The Lashawan Qadash is what Black, Hispanic, Native Americans were speaking before we were called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? When we were just, you know what I'm saying, Jews, or when we were Israel. You know what I'm saying? We're brothers and sisters. The days of the Old Testament. You know, so this is our native language, and you know, that's why it's a beautiful thing that the I.S.U.P.K is here, giving it to you. You know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, so that you can know your culture, know how to speak what your forefathers spoke. So with that, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna start off today. We're gonna start off the class the way we always start off, and that's by going over the Hebrew alphabet. All right. So, damn, lock it to the viewers online. Let me try to get this as close as possible, but I don't want to mess up nothing. Here we go, right there. So as I leave it right there, I'm going to talk to the class for a little bit because we got some people here with us physically in the school today. Most High in Christ today. But I'm gonna pretty much break down this wonderful chart a little bit more. It's more than I normally do. So what you see here, this is what Officer Tazlock is going to bring you. He's going to bring you one of these. This is your bread and butter to learn the Hebrew. This is the alphabet chart. How many characters in the English alphabet? 26, right? All words in English come from a combination of those letters, right? So the same with Hebrew. There's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. And then we got to also remember Hebrew is read and written from right to left. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's really common for the older languages. You know, Chinese is an older language, which is written and read from right to left. I think Arabic too. You know, I'm not too sure on Arabic, but I wouldn't be surprised. But you know what I'm saying? The newer languages like English and Spanish and French, even. You know, so those languages are read from left to right. Because that's just some pigeon tongue stuff that was adopted. You know what I'm saying, later in the years. But speaking Hebrew in particular, right to left. You know what I'm saying? Officer Type, like again, he's on his way. He'll be able to tell you how old the Hebrew is. You know what I'm saying? This language. I think it's I don't want to say it's the oldest language, but it's like the second or the third oldest language. I'm not sure what exactly is the first two.
Yeah, it's a version or a play off of ancient Phoenician.
Kind water, sir. So ancient Phoenician would be the oldest, right? And this is a playoff of ancient Phoenician. So which makes it like the second or the one that the second oldest. So here we have it. You know what I'm saying? All the words in Hebrew come from these letters. 22 of them. And up here on this, I'm just gonna go over this chart a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Up here, this little box right here, this is your ancient or paleo. Now it has 22 characters here, and down below it has 22 characters. It's the same joint. Sumerian, Slaki. Sumerian, my bad. Water, sir. Sumerian is the oldest. Then comes the Hebrew. But now we have the ancient, like I was saying, the 22 characters up here. It's the same as down here, and down here it's just handwritten of this one. But it's the same. It's the same characters, even though they look different. They look different because they were created in not created, but well, yeah, I want to say the word created. Like we developed them in different captivities. They were the symbols rather. So this is the I, this is the Ba, this is the God. Just like this is the I, this is the Ba, this is the God, and so forth. They look different, but this is the ancient. There's a whole 22 different symbols, and then this is the Assyrian, but it's all Hebrew. So in the ancient, it looks different from the Assyrian, and down below, this is just handwritten Assyrian. So these are the two different styles of Hebrew that you learn when coming into the I.S.U.P.K. So in the ancient, a little bit to go deeper into this one. So in the ancient, we have this word up here, right? The two words actually. So we got la, sha, wa, and na. Lashawan, right? And then we have qua, da, and sha. Qadash. That's what I was just saying. That's the name of the class. Lashawan Qadash, the holy tongue. You know what I'm saying? So you see the symbols? Okay, let's go over them real quick. We can do it again if we need to. Just repeat after me, just to get a familiarity of it, if you could. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, qua, ra, sha, and the. Most High in Christ, man. Excellent job, man. Hell yeah. Start right there. So right here, you know what I'm saying? We la, sha, and wa. We said that when we went over, right? And also na. La, sha, wa, and na combined make Lashawan. And then these little squiggly lines underneath, some of them look like bridges, some of them look like ditches. Those are connectors. You know what I'm saying? We put one connector under one letter or symbol when the pronunciation of that symbol is alone. So right here we have la, connector under it. We have sha, a connector under it. And then wa and na, they got a particular, you know what I'm saying, a particular symbol underneath both of them, right? That means wa and na are connected. There's a connector under both of them, making wa and na wan. So it's Lashawan. You see that? La, sha, wa, and na, but it's Lashawan. You see that? You know what I'm saying? You'll get to see it. The connectors are helping the pronunciation. You got a question?
No, I'm yeah,
Internalizing.
You just basically answered my question. I was like, you saying "sha" turns into "shine," but the connectors.
Right, the wa, right, the sha is alone.
Gotcha.
But the wa and na turn into wan.
Right,
It's a connector, huh? Those connectors are really, well, if you ask me, I mean, I think all of it should have connectors because it helps in reading it the right way. But you're going to see when you read in Assyrian, there's no connectors. You know, there's no connectors in the Assyrian. And I think, you know what I'm saying, what do you call it? Like so-called scholars, they developed a little system with dots, and you know what I'm saying, system with little dots around these symbols. You know what I'm saying, to kind of help in the pronunciation, to help know where what it's supposed to sound like when you're reading it, But that's not what brothers and sisters did in the days of old. You know what I'm saying? In the days of old, you know what I'm saying, you knew what you were saying because you knew the root word. But that might be a little bit too much. The root word might be we're gonna talk about it all today, man. We got a little bit under an hour to get it in. But what we do have to be before we leave from this alphabet chart, I'm gonna say this. So the ancient has the connectors, right? The thing to be mindful about the Assyrian is these five particular letters. So you're gonna get the chart. Don't worry about trying to write it down for now. But we went over them already. So this one Ka, and this is Ka down here, and this is Ma up here. It's Ma down here. Na, Pa, and Tazah. So it's the same letter, it just looks different because it's a different. You know what I'm saying? It was made in different captivity. Like again, this is I, this is I. This is Ba, this is Ba. Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, and so forth. It's the same joint. You know what I'm saying? It just looks different. So when you're doing it, and it looks kind of like what's that stuff called? Hieroglyphics. When it looks kind of like hieroglyphics, that's how you know you in the ancient Hebrew. But when it looks like squiggly lines and little lines and little curves and whatnot, that's when you in Syrian. But this is day one, man. I'm just trying to get, you know what I'm saying, just get your feet wet in it. But just remember, in Syrian, five particular letters end different with different symbols for the letter if it ends in that if the word ends in that letter already. So let's go over one more time just to get it in our mind a little better. I'm gonna start down here. Ha,
Ah,
ba,
Ba,
ga,
Ga,
da,
Da,
ha,
Ha,
wa,
Wa,
za,
Za,
ha,
Cha,
ta,
Ta,
ya,
Ya,
ka,
Ka,
la,
La,
ma,
Ma,
na,
Na,
sa,
Sa,
I,
I,
pa,
Pa,
taza,
Taza,
qua,
Qua,
ra,
Ra,
sha,
Sha,
and the.
Tha.
Most High in Christ. Already. So, you know what I'm saying, when I got word of a new student coming into the school, I derived a lesson. It's like Israel. I'll be right back. You gotta get something to the door.
This is person.
Shit, I'm trying to. I didn't think about that before. Please. You got anything up there, sir?
What's it?
You see it? Listen, it's gonna have to work. It's like about the Israel. So like yeah, what I was saying was when I got word of a new student coming, it was perfect because you know what I'm saying. I sometimes get caught up with teaching classes and it's sometimes you know what I'm saying a little bit too too in depth for a person that's just watching this stuff for the first time. They're not really knowing. They're not really able to grasp on the conjugations and root words and stuff. So what we're gonna be teaching today is pretty much words that you can mix in with English, man. You can pretty much say these words. The brother told me the word he knows is shalom, which is perfect because you can say shalom and then just go right back to speaking English. You know what I'm saying? But what we're gonna do today is try to add a few more words that you can increase your vocabulary with. You know what I'm saying in the Hebrew, like things we say all the time, like sawada, salakia, Adawan Yum. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna just give you that so that you can be comfortable with your brothers and start speaking your native tongue. And then, you know what I'm saying, before you know it, you'll be most of your sentence that you really just wanted to say a few words in Hebrew, the most of the sentence will be Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? And then you're not too far from just speaking Hebrew altogether. It's like I gotta get him something to dry this. I got it served water though. So I get concept of why. Already. You said young man Marcus, right? Marvin. My bad, Marvin. So you got pen and paper.
Yeah.
Most High in Christ. So you ready to roll? All right. Milk Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Milk Hebrew. That's what today's class is. The young man said that the first word that he learned was shalom. And what does that mean?
Basically, hello.
It's a greeting. It means, you know what I'm saying? But what it means is peace. So we use peace as a greeting because that's what we want our brothers and sisters to go through. We want our brothers and sisters to have a peaceful time. And when we just see them, we hope that all is good. You know, we hope that there's no war in nobody's heart, no intention. We say peace, brother. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Peace. So we're gonna get that up. Blue. I'm just writing black. We're gonna do black and red today. Peace. All right. So writing peace in Hebrew. This is the Hebrew verbalization of it. That's what it means. So now you see me writing from right to left, right?
Right.
So then we got a sh. We went over that in our alphabet. That's the sh. The little W looking like Mark. You can sit on that side, yeah.
Yeah.
Sh.
Sure.
And then the L is a L in it's a la really, but it looks like an L in English. Sh, la, and then ma. Sh, la, and ma, right?
To be honest with you, my eyes on.
My bad to have you all the way back there. You get comfortable, bro. Yeah. And if you got to, you can pull that table. Let me help you. Yeah, because this might have you close. Yeah. I know it's a glare in here too, with the lights like that. But sha, la, and ma. That's how you spell shalom in Hebrew. And we're going from this way, this way. So sha, la, and ma. Now this is the ancient, right? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have those connectors. Sha is alone. We're gonna put a connect under that. And then la and ma is pronounced shalom, right? So we gotta connect the la and the ma, making that lam. Shalom. Just like that. Bam. That's simple. Shalom. We're gonna formulate a sentence off of this, off of your first word. We're just gonna add more words onto this. So I'm sure you know the word ak, right?
Right.
Ak means brother. So ak, that's gonna be our next word. Shalom, ak. But we're gonna go even further and teach you a new one then. So sister, you know how to say sister?
No.
Most High in Christ. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Y. I'm gonna tell you about the Y momentarily. I'm gonna get to that right after this. I'm gonna put Y. Aqua. Aqua is how you say sister. So we got peace, brother. I'm gonna put bro for that. And the Y is and. We're gonna get to that in a second. Bear with me. And then Aqua is sister. So peace, bro and sis. Shalom, akwa, akwa. Peace, bro and sis. Or brother and sister. Come as close as you need. And I'm gonna have you come up. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna be in your live.
No, don't worry about that, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't mind just.
Yeah. So can you make it out? Pete, shalom, akwa, akwa.
Yeah, Shalom, Aqua. Yeah, I can see.
That says peace. I wrote bro, but it's brother.
Right.
And it's that why. I'm gonna get to that in a second because that's going over this. That might be adding a little bit to me, but we're gonna make the Similac thick today. I wish I would have learned that at the beginning. If you learn the prefixes and suffixes in the beginning, you're gonna be nice quick. But peace, bro, and sis. Shalom, akwa, akwa. So ak means brother, akwat means sister. It's just like ak, but wath at the end. Wath makes it feminine. You'll see wath added on to other words, making it plural and feminine.
And feminine basically means a woman or female.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more science to it, but for that's all you need to know. Adding wath, make it feminine. That's good to start off. Let's get it in the Hebrew. So ak in the Hebrew, right? We still on the ancient. So shalom. So really, this really is not. We can't write the sentence like that. This is not how the sentence goes. So I had to put those because the sentence would start shalom over here, and then we formulate the sentence going right to left. You feel me? I can't make the sentence starting right here, even though the words are right to left, but I can't go this way. So I'll clarify. I'll fix it right now. We just at the beginning. So shalom, right? We got shalom, shala, and ma. Shalom. Then ak, we got that symbol, and then we have the cha, and it's really just those two. So it's those two together, right? A little ladder. Remember the ladder?
Right. So
Yeah, I guess it's kind of hard without that page off the top bringing. Let me see if I can find something real quick. I don't think we have it here. Try to find. Just the Lashawan Qadash chart. I got one on my phone. I guess I can text it to you. That'll work.
That'll work.
Okay, cool. You ain't gotta say your number over the live. Just type it in. Type your number in. I was thinking right to you. Yeah, so I could have, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Kind. Damn. No, I don't. My brother just gave us a good point. You could just take a picture of this.
That's what
Take
was telling me.
zoom in, and then you know what I'm saying. Go back and forth with your phone. It's like I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Because that's really fundamental when you're trying to write in Hebrew, learning the letters. But I'll still send you the clean version of what I got. I'll send you after class. So ak, right? You know what I'm saying? You might want to leave it up on your phone. You're gonna be going back and forth. You know what I'm saying for the next 40, 30 minutes or so. Ak, you know, so just those two letters, I and ka connected, making the ak. And then what? I said I was gonna get to this. So we have prefixes and suffixes. In English, you know what I'm saying? What's some prefixes that we know? Mr., you know what I'm saying, Mrs., Doctor. And what's the suffix? The prefixes go before the name, right?
Right.
Making it more identifying it more. This is a male, this is a man right here. Or this is a woman, or this is an unmarried woman, such and such. That goes before the word, prefixes. Just like these. These prefixes go before the word in Hebrew, making it in heaven or in wherever. Ba, Shemayim. You know what I'm saying? By whatever it's saying. And I use Y over there. Y is the prefix making it and sister. So some words have prefixes. You'll get to know that, but that's just the that's. I'm just gonna pour a little bit of that in the milk for now. We have suffixes too. In English, suffixes might be like junior or senior, MD. You know what I'm saying? Things to let you know more about that word, right? They go at the end of the word, just like these suffixes. I can say akya, put a ya at the end of ak, and then that's how you'll give possession to ak. It'll be my brother. Because this is the suffix ya, meaning my. So it'll be my akya. Not to get confused with aki. That's probably where they get it from. They mess up everything. But akya means my brother. Just that suffix at the end. And the suffixes and the prefixes and the suffixes, once you know that, man, and you have a little bit of vocabulary, you're gonna go through the roof of speaking, man. That's why I had to introduce that. We're gonna go over a little bit more, but ak wat means bro and sis. You know what I'm saying? The prefix on ak wat.
Okay.
Yeah, feel me?
And you can okay.
Con. So with that being said, that's how I'm gonna write this next letter. I mean this next word. So what is that? What ak what? What ooh we. What that's a yeah. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. What ak why? So we got shalom ak wa ak why. You see it? Sha love ma make it shalom, connecting la and ma with the connectors. Shalom. Ak, two letters, one connector on the both of them, ak. And then wa ak wa. Similar to ak with the connector under that. But wa, we have wa and th, making it wa. And then the wa at the beginning is by itself. Wa ak wa. You got it?
No, I'm understanding what you're saying, but it's
taking time to register.
Yeah.
I feel you. And that's a good thing because you trying, but it's a bad thing because the oppressor got us not even understanding what's supposed to be ours, man. You know what I'm saying? We coming back, but it's great. It's great that you here even acknowledging it. You know what I'm saying? We all thank the Most High for that. The angels rejoice when stuff like that happens. But we got a lot of work to do because you know what I'm saying. This is very deep. We got to get back to it if we want to come back to our culture. So that's our first sentence. We're gonna get another sentence up. So we got shalom akwa akwa. So we got brother and sister. We might as well do mother and father, right? You know how to say mother and father?
no, not at all.
No sweat. It's similar to aka akwa. It's got that quick. It's not a long word. Quick, short to the point words.
Would him be wa?
Him. Okay. So we have the y as a suffix.
Right.
So if you use this word y at the end of another word, it could be talking that word could be saying this is his. This belongs to him. Like I just go an example. Lacham means bread. Lacham wa would be his bread.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So wa alone, I'm not even sure what what alone would be, but for what to be, what at the end of something would be his, but what at the beginning, you see, it's over here too. You're not gonna. So what at the beginning of a word, it meant and. So you can say wa lakamwa. You're using it both, and his bread. Wa lakamwa. Because we gotta remember what, not what as in this, but what as in this. That's what it looked like, really. It's just one extra symbol.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I remember. Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to integrate. I'm gonna try
Why
to
at the
integrate
end?
that a little bit more.
I'm sorry.
No, you good. I'm loving
Just
it.
making sure I'm correct. Why at the end is expressing something that belongs to him.
Right.
His,
For the most
but
part,
why at the
the
beginning?
suffixes are gonna be like you're saying, express who's it belong to, the possession of whatever you're talking about. Whereas the prefixes are mainly gonna be more where or what you're talking. Where or what is going on with this word. Like where is it? Where is this or what is this? And this is gonna be whose it belongs to. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do four. We're gonna do a four piece. So yes means con. No, con means yes. You might say hear somebody say con, I don't want con. That's how we say in the Lord's military, yes sir, yes sir. But really we're saying yes, Lord, yes. You know what I'm saying? So con, simple, yes. You're already starting to build a vocabulary. You want some water out? Con, not? Yes, brother. So water. You know what I'm saying? The water? I mean, you know what that means?
Tawada means thank you, right?
Yep. Con, not the water already. You know, that's simple. So we're going to get that in too. Con, yes. La'a means no. Yes, no. The water. Thank you. I'm gonna just sneak in those two that I didn't want to forget about. Uh, over here, rather. So mom, father, and mother. So father is Abba. You might have heard Abba Bivens, right?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? That's because he's our father. He's the father of all of this. Abba. AHBA. That's the English verbalization of it. But really, it's just like Ak. Because there's only two letters of Hebrew, right? Ak is the Ak is this symbol, Ah, and Ka. Those together make Ak, right? Only two. Same with Abba. It sounds like it's more, but it's just this and this. Ah and Ba.
Okay.
Abba. Abba. And then mother is not too hard right behind it, just like sisters right behind brother. Amma. Remember, Abba for boy, father. Amma for mother. Amma. All right. So now let's get our Hebrew practice in.
Right. So Amma would be.
Now it's not a prefix; it's a word. That's probably why the Adawanium don't go jump into this because it might be a little bit much. Don't worry about this right now.
Suffix.
Don't worry about this. Only worry about it when somebody's talking about a full sentence. But when we're talking about words, don't worry about it. It gets too because some words are built out of prefixes and suffixes, and they even have conjugations which adds things to the middle. But you know, so when we're talking about words, again, this is milk. We not going to talk. We talking about words. It's not going to have a prefix. It's not going to have a suffix. We're only going to mention these when we making sentences. But for words, the really the bread and butter of today's lesson. That's all we're worrying about today is words. We got ak, brother, akwa, which is
Aqua. And no.
no. What's it mean? It's ak, feminine.
Brother. Woman. I'm sorry.
You good, bro? You good.
Woman, like it's a woman.
Ak and sister.
Wife is sister. Right.
Sister. So we got brother and sister, and then we got father and mother, Abba and Amma, and we also got Khan La'ah. I might as well throw Adawan in there, but not yet. Let's get these in the Hebrew. So Khan, that's the Hebrew. We got the Ka, right? That's what it looks like. The Ka. Over there, if you pull it up on your phone, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
I ain't texting here. I'll send you that text right quick.
Okay. Let's see. It's just Ka, K-A.
But we have a nut at the end of it, right? Ka, and then the nut. Khan, and Ka, nut. How do we take Ka and nut into Khan? How are we gonna do that?
Take Ka and nut and put it into Khan.
How do we make Khan out of these two?
Well, you write it. What you did. And nut. See, nut is
the connectors, right?
The connectors, right?
No sweat. No sweat. So we're gonna connect both of these. Easy as pie, right there. That's Khan now. Now, just to do a little opposite of connecting, we're gonna separate it. So we got la and ah. What are we gonna do for this one? It says pronounced la ah. We gonna
la. You gotta connect them.
We don't connect it because la and ah is pronounced just like that. La ah. Because ah is the letter. Ah is the first letter. Remember?
Ah is right. It's right.
So we got la ah. Some of them we don't have to connect, but Khan, there's no Hebrew letter for Khan. We got to connect two letters to make it that word. But this word is pronounced as two letters.
That's what
for sure. Khan, let me send you this real quick. It's still not the perfect one, but you know what I'm saying. But Officer Ties are gonna have something really be able to use. You know what I'm saying? At home or wherever, even in class. When you come to class, be able to follow along in class with it, so you can know this is what the alphabet is. These words. The brother is using these letters to make the words upon there. So all I'm doing is combining what we went over in the beginning, making words. Now you gotta look up what the word is. So you can't just make up a word. But once you find what the word is, it's gonna be a combination of those letters. You feel me? Already. So Thawada. This is a big one. Let's go to Thawada last. Let's go to Abba and Amma real quick. So Abba. Ba. Two letters again, right? They're not connected. We saying and we saying ba. So that's why ba. If they were connected, it'd be ab, right? Right. But it's not ab. It's abba. Right here, amma. Ma. Not but amma. And then real quick, for water. This is a big one. Wa, da, and So we got the water. The, wa, da. Now, da and the at the end, they connect. You're gonna see that from time to time. It's gonna be words that sound like they could have just ended by themselves. Because this symbol is duh, right? We know that over there, the triangle joint.
Right.
That's a duh. So the X is the Y is wa, and the triangle is duh. So that's the Y and duh. But we got that little flag at the end. That's the huh, right? That little flag joint. So the duh and the huh are connected. It's almost like it's a huh behind the duh. Duh. You'll see that a lot. Like Judah, you Judah, right?
Right.
Judah is spelled that same way. With the H at the end of with the flag at the end of the duh.
Right, with the last two. You saying with the triangle and the flag.
Yep. It adds like a huh to the end of it. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the water. So we got yes, no, con, la. We got thank you. I might as well add. I'm not gonna add that. We got brother, sister, father. I'm gonna add these two. Good. So good, something that we say all the time. It's tawab. Uh-huh. Tawab. That might be part of the greeting, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna add that to the sentence we're gonna make at the very end. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Ak, Asa Tawab, you good? That's Hebrew right there. You know what I'm saying? So good, Tawab. You wanna give it a try? You wanna come over here and see if you can write the verb right Tawab?
Tawab. Right.
Tawab is a B.
Okay, Tawab. So
remember, we writing
I'm starting from.
You start. You can make it right here, and you start from here and go this way.
See, tuh.
Yeah, that's. I'm glad you caught that because a lot of people make the mistake for the and tuh. Tuh and thuh are different, just like suh and shuh are different.
From left to right, right?
From right to left.
From right to left. I'm sorry.
You got it. Yeah, you got it out.
All right. Let's see. Right. All right. You said tuh. Wah.
Wah.
Wah. Tawada.
No, that's a buh.
Buh.
You're doing great.
It's a buh. And I'm assuming, not assuming, it's what you said.
Perfect. Now, one last thing. Your connectors. See if you can do the connect. Say the word. Tawab.
Tuh. So why?
So it's one underneath tuh alone.
Right.
It's just tuh.
So it's.
But wah and buh turn into wah. Perfect, man. There we go, bro. Get that brother a hand off shot. Good job, Bob. Good job. That is good. That boy good. Damn right. Already. So the brother just eloquently put the tuh, wah, and buh for the connectors on the tuh, making that alone. And wah and buh to wah. And that is very tawab. That's how we say good in Hebrew. So now we're gonna go on to the sentence. So we got Shalom Ak, you Tawab, and then the response could be Salakia, brother, I am not. Salakia, brother, no. Salakia means forgive me. So he can be like Salakia, bro. Nah, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? How we gonna say that? Salakia, I'm gonna give us next. Bro is Ak, and La'a. La'a is no, right? Salakia, La'a. Not good. I just came over a sickness, or I'm have a loss in the family or something. Or you could just say, Khan, yeah, I'm good. The water. Thank you. But here, we're gonna get both of them real quick. Shalom, up. Tawab. I said either gonna be Salakia, La'a, brother. Salakia. So this word right here, Salakia, this one of them words that I was just talking about has the suffix ya at the end. So salak is the root word. I hope I'm not going too deep. Salak is the root word, which means to forgive. It's a verb which means to forgive. But when you put ya at the end of it, it means forgive me. To forgive me. What does forgive me? That's saying sorry. Salaki, my bad. So forgive me, bro. So salaki is how we say sorry. Forgive me. Uh, English version real quick. Should have another color for this. People online. That's all black. Damn, Lord, baby. Peace, brother. You. So I thought means you. I didn't go over that. And I'm gonna go over that last before we close out. I'm gonna go over the you, me, I, we, her, him, all of the pronouns. I'm gonna go over that. That's how I'm gonna close out. So I thought how to say you. And you, Tawab, right? We went over Tawab. You did that one. Good. Tawab. Shalom, brother. Shalom, I thought Tawab. These brother, you good? That's what we just wrote up there, right? And then this right here says, forgive me. Forgive me, brother. And I could extend it, right? I could say, but no. Forgive me, bro, but nah, I'm not good. So we have but. I guess we don't have one for but. Not a direct one, no sweat. It's good like this. Forgive me, brother. No. Or anya, I can expound upon a little bit. Anya la'atwa. I'm not good. Forgive me, brother. I'm not good. Because la'a just sounds a little bit plain, like, damn, he been steal off me or something. He real bad. Now, forgive me, brother. I'm not good. He talking to you. Forgive me, brother. Anya la'atwa. So anya is one of them words that we're gonna go over at the end. That means I. That's how you say I. La, no or not. In this case, it's not. But it's the same. It's the same energy. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me. I not good. I'm not good. That's how we say bad in Hebrew. La atawab. The sawab is good. Not good is bad, right?
Right.
So la atawab. I'm not good. Don't worry about getting. Just follow along with me. You got you. I'll tell you when you can when it's be wise to write something down. You don't have to get all of this because you know what I'm saying. You're gonna stress yourself out trying to get every last note. I want you to kind of absorb this joint. You know what I'm saying? So here we got. There we go. Most High Christ. I don't want him this here. So we got Shalom, a third Tawab. And the brother could say Salakia. Salakia, Anya la Atawab. Forgive me, bro. I'm not good right now. I'm not good. Shalom on the Christ, I don't want. How much, sir? And it's good Hebrew. You want to take over class, sir?
Give me 1 second.
Khan.
Didn't switch nothing around, did you? On the mixer?
I kind of did. I ain't switched nothing, but I added stuff. But I checked the feed is good.
You shouldn't have touched the mixer.
Damn, I shouldn't touch the mixture. I started to add somebody. All we gotta do is take out two. I know what to take out.
All right. All right, no switch. No sign Christ.
Yes, sir.
You good?
So yeah, we gonna just write this in Hebrew real quick, and I'm gonna get our practice on. You can follow along with me for this part. Yeah. Again, we start writing the sentences now, right?
Right.
So we're gonna start on this side, right? We're gonna go from right to left. So this word shalom is gonna be over here. So while the end of the sentence is gonna be over here, right? That's how we read and write. So shalom, shalom. Exclamation marks. I always wondered about that myself. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta put no exclamation mark on it. No commas going. You're saying what you're saying. Shalom,
Tell me if I would be moving too fast. If it's basically mostly compounded. Once you learn the word itself, you can figure out a lot of words by compounding them together.
Damn right. Most High Christ. That's pretty much the like the bread of the meat, the bread of Hebrew. You know, that's the basic understanding of Hebrew as a whole. Once you know that root word, you can compound words and build upon that word to make it more than one. Give it more like he said compounded words. Like once we know the root word, he was asking in Hebrew, can we just build on that word to make it mean more than what it just originally means?
All right, I get it. All right, so look, so
what's that, bro?
All right. So the way it works is, if you got a Strong's Concordance, where that Strong? That Strong's up there. I think it's that top book up there. All right. All right, I'm gonna use one of these words on the noun. All right, so we'll use. All right, I'm gonna use father. All right, so Abba. All right, so I give you a perfect example. You got this written down already up here?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, cool.
Father.
My phone's right here. All right. So we all right. So we have the root word. All right. So root word, a word that you're gonna see over and over again in the Hebrew. Right.
Abba. All right. Abba is father in the Hebrew. Okay. Now, this word can change. All right. Based off of prefix and suffix that's used. Okay. All right. So I'll give you a prime example. Right. So to make it personal. Right. Matter of fact, I'll use what you got right there. So if you go to that last paper I gave you, right. The Lord's Prayer. All right. What's the first word in there?
Abba. Abba Nawa.
Abba Nawa. All right. Okay. So the root word is Abba. All right. So we know that that's father, right? But it's a conjugation of this word. Okay. So the conjugation is a suffix. So we go right here to where our suffixes are. Nawa. What does Nawa mean? Our. Right. Okay. So we're gonna do. So I'm gonna make it practical, something that you got right there with you. All right. So you have Abba Nawa, right? So Nawa is giving possession to it, right? So this is third person possessive, right? Okay. So um, when you all right, so like when you're reading in the Torah in the Tanakh, right? 9 times out of 10, the words that you're going to see in there, if you were to look up in the 2-letter lookup or in the Strong's Concordance, you're not going to find the word because what you're reading is conjugation of the root word, right? So when we start off, we focus on establishing the root, right? So that's why I gave you this example right here, right? Abanawa, right? Now, if you would look up Abanawa, you wouldn't find Abanawa, right? Because Abanawa is not the root word. It is a conjugation of the root using the qual stem, right? Okay? All right? So this is Abanawa. That's our father, right? So you got that written down. I'm going to give you another conjugation for it, okay? I'm just going to give you different conjugations just for Abba, all right? So that's Abanawa. That's in the Lord's Prayer. That's our father, all right? All right. Next, we have Abba Yah, right? We go over here to our suffix my, right? First person possessive, right? So Abba Yah is my father, right? So we can go all the way down. So I can do Abba Ka, which is you or your father. Abba Wa, he or his father. Abba Ha, which is her father. All right, we did Nawa already, right? That's Abba Nawa. That's our father. That's the beginning of the Lord's Prayer, right? So you learn the first part of the Lord's Prayer by looking at it and seeing what it means. You're able to transliterate from the Hebrew to the English, all right? By being able to establish the root. Establishing the root word is the most important thing, right? So that's why I gave you that paper, the most 100 commonly used nouns in the Bible. You're going to see them repetitively over and over and over again, right? Okay. All right. So now, let's see. How else can I do it? All right. Okay. So now I'm gonna use another word. All right. So the next word we're going to do is mayum, which is another root word that's in the Lord's Prayer, right? So you have Abanawa, Shabbat, Shemayim, all right? So if you look on your Lord's Prayer, right? So the first word is Abanawa. Then you have Shabbat, Shemayim, right? Okay? So Mayum is waters, right? Okay? Okay, so now, so we saw in the Lord's Prayer, it had a prefix added to it, right? So the prefix that was added to it was sh. All right. So I'm gonna put the prefix on here. All right. So you have Shemayim, all right, which is pertaining to the waters, right? And this word Shemayim is also a noun, but the noun is broken down with a prefix and a suffix, but the root word is mayum, water. But the prefix Shah means which, whom, or pertaining to. So pertaining to the waters, right? That word is heaven. All right. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question just to test your biblical knowledge, right? Why would the word heaven, when you break that word down, mean pertaining to the waters?
I'm assuming that heaven pertaining to the waters, it would be. mm, Well, heaven is a condition in which we would be in. I'm not sure.
Okay, no sweat. Let's. You got a Bible app on your phone?
Yes, indeed.
All right, no sweat. We're gonna go to Genesis chapter 1. Let's see. Okay, I want you to start Genesis 1 and 5. You're gonna read the 7. Go ahead. No, it's good. No. This way, he's saying that this is a living language, right? All right. So Genesis 1, I want you to start at verse 5. You're gonna read to verse 7. Remember, when you start reading, you're gonna say, "This is the book." You're gonna say the book, chapter, and verse.
Right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 5 through 7.
Mm-hmm.
And God saw the light, that it was good.
Which version you reading from?
King James.
Okay, no sweat. Because I do want to make sure it says, "And God called the light."
Okay.
Yeah.
My apologies.
No sweat.
Salak, right?
It's Salakia.
Salaki.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And God called the light day, light and day.
Mm-hmm.
And the darkness he called night.
Mm-hmm.
And the evening and the morning were the first day.
Mm-hmm. Verse 6.
Verse 6. And God said, let there be a firmament.
Let there be a what?
A firmament.
A what?
The firmament.
Okay, keep reading.
Okay. In the midst of the waters.
In the midst of the what?
Waters.
In the midst of the what?
Waters.
Right? Because mayum is the root word. Mayum is waters. Right? Okay? Keep reading.
Okay. And let it divide the waters from the waters.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so.
All right. Now, I'm going to give you a picture to that. All right. Give you a little isometric here, man. All right. So this is the earth. All right. So when he divided the firmament, he divided the waters from the waters. Right. So in this picture, you got three different versions and type of water. Right. You got ice, right, which is a solid. All right. You got air, okay, which is gas, right? And then you have physical, all right? Then you have physical water, right? So the reason why the heavens, right, is called Shemayim because it's pertaining to the waters, right? Because above the firmament, the ozone layer is water. That's what space is, right? Because in order to go into outer space, you need a space what? A space what? No. A space what? Ship. You know what I'm saying? So the space between us and the fourth dimension is water. Go ahead.
So space is water.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a video of a telescope zooming in on a star? I'll show you after class. But when you zoom in on it, it looks exactly like you're looking at a light underwater. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and the stars are balls of light in fixed position in space, which is water, right? Which lets you know that the Bible is 100% true. Because the more science is catching up, it's proving the Bible to be 100% right. Okay? All right? So Shemayim, right, which is the word for heaven, when you break that word down, there's a prefix, right, which is Shah, which means pertaining to, right, Mayim, right, which is the root word, waters, right? So this whole word means heaven, but when you break it down, you can break any word down into a prefix, suffix. You can break it down even further, letter by letter, because each letter itself has a definition too. This is how deep our language is, right? Our language has four different meanings, right? Because when we speak, we're people that speak in analogies, right? In similes, in metaphors, right? So that's one layer, right? And then you have the actual word itself. The word itself, right, has symbolism in it, right? Because, and we'll in the next class we'll get into the origin of the alphabet, where the alphabet came from, how each letter was formed, and why it was formed the way it was formed, right? Because each letter not only has its own definition, but if you break down each letter in this word, it'll make this entire word. You know what I'm saying? So there's a reason it is a living, breathing word, right? Who got the you got the apocrypha? Who got the apocrypha? Go to Ecclesiasticus in the apocrypha. Go to chapter 1. It's in that long part. Go to where it says. All right, you're gonna drop down to where it says, "For the same things uttered in Hebrew." Matter of fact, start. Matter of fact, before you get there, start there.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1.
Ecclesiasticus.
Ecclesiasticus. And I'm going to drop down to the middle, and we're going to start where it says, "Wherefore,
There you go.
let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention."
Say that one more time.
"Wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention,
Mm-hmm.
and to pardon words
To do what?
Salakia, pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words, which we have labored to interpret.
Right. So first thing that you have to understand, right? The first thing, you've been teaching this whole time without this. Oh no, it's not. Okay, I'll just make it show. Okay, I was just making sure. I was just making sure. All right. So the first thing that you have to make sure is where it starts off. It says, "Wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention." Right. So it's very important when you read. That's why Scripture says, "Don't add or take away from the Scriptures." Right. You don't want to freestyle reading, right? You want to read it exactly what it says, word for word, right? Because General Muhammad, when he's up here teaching, he has somebody read, he'll stop them if they say the wrong word, like, no, read that again, because the choice words that are chosen are very important, right? Keep reading.
Khan. For the same things uttered in
Say
Hebrew,
that one more time.
for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them.
Say that one more time.
Have not the same force in them.
Right. So in the scriptures it says life and death, the power of life and death are in the tongue. Right? Okay. So also you've heard it said in the scriptures, there's power in the name. Right? So our whole life we've been taught that the Most High's name was just God. Right? Okay. But if you look up the etymology of the word God, right? All right. If you look at the etymology of the word God, it comes from the word Allah, right? And all Allah means is out. That's all it means, right? If you look in the Bible, Pharaoh was called a god. Moses was called a god, right? Marduk, uh, who was given the title Baal, Lord, right, which is one of the Mesopotamian gods, he was called God. Baal was called God. You know what I'm saying? There are many gods, right? So in the Christian church, when they say, we praying to God, well, what God are you praying to? Right? You can use this same thing when you talking to a Muslim, right? Because they say that the name of their God is Allah, right? It means Allahi. You know what I'm saying? Or Allah, or what Allah Akbar, right? Okay. So well, what power? You're talking about Allah. All Allah means is God. I mean, all it means is power, right? But in the scriptures, right? When we read Psalms 91, right? It tells you whose name alone is Yahweh, right? That's the name of the Most High God, right? Oh no, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, right? And any brother, like these brothers right here, they can tell you because they've both done Sabbath service before. It's a difference reading them prayers in English versus reading them prayers in Hebrew when you facing these. Everybody will tell you I mean, it's almost an undescribable feeling. Like it's like a charge. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be cool in here, but you'll be sweating down your back because your body is the power of the word, just like it says in Ecclesiasticus, right? Because what's uttered in this tongue, like Hebrew is known as a fire language, right? A fire language, there are two fire languages, Hebrew and Latin, right? Coincidentally, you know what I'm saying? Those walking on the left hand side, that's what majority of the spells are written in, right? People that do witchcraft, the majority of the spells is written in Hebrew and Latin, right? You know what I'm saying? When you watch movies like Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, all those symbolisms is on those artifacts. They have Paleo Ancient Phoenician Hebrew on it. You know what I'm saying? When he put that little rod in the ground to turn to catch the light, it had the Most High's name and the first part of the Lord's Prayer in Paleo Ancient Phoenician Hebrew. But if you didn't know it and you saw that in the movie, you'll please pass it. You know what I'm saying? They put these things right in front of your face, but if you don't know the truth, you'll never know, right? So now, in right now, why this is important, right? Okay, remember we're talking about prefixes and suffixes, right? Okay, so if I put yum, right, at the end of Allah, right, it makes it plural, right? So it goes from right? This Allahayim, right? That goes from power to powers, right? Now, why is this important? Okay, let's go back to Genesis 1. Let's go back to Genesis 1, right? Let's go back to Genesis 1. Let's go to Genesis 1 and 1. All right, read it.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, God created heaven.
In the beginning, who?
God.
In the beginning, who?
God, Yahweh.
All right, nope, nope,
God.
nope. It just says God, right? So when you go to the Strong's Concordance, right? This is why this is important to know the Hebrew. All right. So when you go to the Strong's Concordance, all right, the Strong's Concordance number, if you want to write it for your records, is H430. Right. So every time you see God in the Bible, it's H430, and it's this word Alahayim. Go ahead, brother.
Like I don't want to jump ahead. I don't want to ask. Are you saying that that's not your outlook because you have the reference to angels?
You jumping ahead.
I think
No sweat. No sweat. Right? So every time you see the word God, it's this word Alahayim. It's not Yahweh. This is the Most High, right? Yahweh is the name of the Most High God, right? Okay. So okay, well then who the hell is God? When we reading it in Genesis 1 and 1, when it said God created the heavens and earth, when we're in the Christian church, they would have you believe that that's the Most High. But the Most High's name is Yahweh, but the etymology of the word that's being used in the Strong's is Allahayim. So who is the Allahayim? So we know Allah is power. Allahayim is powers. So let's find out who the powers are. So I'm going to read you the definition. Right? So this is the definition of the etymology of the word Alahayim. Strong's Concordance number H430 for the word God. It is plural, right? For rulers, judges, divine ones, angels. So when you read, and God created the heavens and the earth, the angels created the heavens and the earth. Right? So this is why it's important to know Hebrew. And it makes more sense when it said when it came down, when it says let us create man in our image. Right? Okay? So in the beginning, all right, you had, I'm gonna break it down like this, make it easy for you. All right? I like how you put that up there, Bill Hebrew. My nigga. You know what I'm saying? All right. So you got the Most High. All right? We'll call him the architect. All right? You got Christ. We'll call him the GC, the general contractor. All right? Then you got the angels. All right? They the SCs. They the subcontractors. Right? Okay? So you got the Most High, Christ, the angels. Right? So there's an order of angels. Right? So you got the 24 elders. You got the archangels. You got the cherubim and the seraphim. Okay, all right. So that's the order of the angels. Okay, the 24 elders. That's the war council for the Most High God. Those are the ones in Revelation. They constantly bow down, casting their crowns at the feet of the Most High God, saying, "Holy, holy, holy, most holy." Right? Okay, and then you got the archangels that go and do war. Right, and you got the cherubim and the seraphim. Those are the ones that's going up and down Jacob's ladder, observing and reporting. Right? So, when it says in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth, I'm going to give you a practical way how this went. The Most High Yahweh. Hey, Christ, I want some light, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me some light. He the architect. He drew up the plan for the light. He the plans for the light. Christ get the plans. All right, angels, let's go. Make the light. They get up there and sub, because you know the subcontractor is the one that do all the work, right? The architect designs, general contractor bids, gets the contract, right? Then he goes and gets, your foundation workers, your plumbers, you know what I'm saying, your framers, you know what I'm saying, your sheet rockers, you know what I'm saying, your electricians, you know what I'm saying. Those are all the subcontractors, right? So once they create the light, right? You understand? The Most High, he's like, Christ goes, hey, Pop, you know what I'm saying? It's done. He's like, it's done. Come look at it. It's good. You know what I'm saying? Let's go on to the next thing. That's literally how creation went. That's the order of creation. The Most High designs it. Christ calls it out. The angels build it. Right? That's why it says Alahaya. Right? In the beginning, the angels created the heavens and the earth. Right? So that's why it's important to know Hebrew, right? Because they would have you believe that it was the Most High that did everything. The Most High didn't. I mean, he supervised everything. You know what I'm saying? If you're the great power, you're not going to lift a finger. You're going to create workers to do the work for you, right? You know what I'm saying? Like prime example, if me Beezy, you understand, and Kahan, we go we gonna get this urban farming thing that we got going with these hydroponic systems to grow fruits and vegetables indoors or whatever. You understand? We just gonna go get the house, we gonna get the materials, and we gonna outsource, and we gonna get workers, you understand, to set everything up, and we just gonna supervise. And when they say, "All right, we didn't primed and painted all the walls," we gonna walk in. Yeah, they look primed and painted. It's good. You know what I'm saying? We gonna leave. All right, we gonna do the floor. They called us, "Hey, we did the floor." We gonna walk in. The floor look good. You know what I'm saying? That is what the Most High did, right? This is why it's important to know how to establish the root word. You understand? So the first thing that I would tell you to do, those 100 most common nouns and verbs, I would go over with a fine tooth comb, right? Second thing, I would learn these prefixes and suffixes, right? Because if you know that in these, when you read, you'll be able to decipher things very quickly. Now, one-off words like people's names, names of places, cities, towns, names of people, you'd be like, okay, I know the bar, right? The bar means word, right? Okay. But I don't know what a moth means. Well, this man's name is Debar Moth, right? So I know half of his name is Debar. So I got to figure out what does a moth mean. So then that's when we pull out the Strong's Concordance. We looking up, oh, his name means word of truth. That's why it's important, right? And then when you're reading, right, I would always have either physically a Strong's Concordance when you're reading the Bible, right? A Torah and a Tanakh so you can see the Hebrew, or better yet, they have Bible apps that have the Strong's Concordance built into it. One is the Blue Letter Bible. The other one, what's the one that they be using when they be reading? Bible Hub, right? Okay, so these are the things that you want to constantly have on deck, right? If you really want to understand what's going on and dive deep into the Word, and we just did Genesis 1:1. You know what I'm saying? If we literally go line by line in the book of Genesis, you're going to realize what you were taught was going on is not going on at all. All right? So it's 9:32. I ain't gonna hold you no more past it. Do you have any questions before we shut it down?
Man, everything. What you just told me in the beginning, I was this, and I hate to get this for a second.
No, you good.
I've been in the truth since I was 22, 23. That was like 2009.
Mm-hmm.
I just really got my spirit together to actually come in and get done with it, right?
No sound correct.
So this whole time, I've never heard that breakdown you just gave. Now, granted, I didn't think that because I Bible 101.
Right.
But you just said it makes so much sense. Like, so the Most High came for each day, each day 1,000 years, and he actually worked. I can't even imagine the Most High going and laboring.
Right.
So that makes so much. And he said created in his image. And then if you're talking to people about scripture, you have to battle with them about he created in his own image. And then now I have to explain to somebody how the Most High looks like me or the next brother or the next Jew.
Hold that. Now, what makes what you saying even so much powerful, right? Okay, because now that we know that Elohim is the word God in the Bible, right? Okay, and we lined it up. It makes sense why he said, "Let us create man in our image," right? Then you go to the bread and butter scriptures, the color scriptures, where you pull out the color of the angel. That's in the Bible. You know that scripture?
I know
Oh, brother. Hey, brother, look. Hey, that's what class is for. That's what class is for.
Yeah, let's get it. I'm good.
Yeah, that's what class is for.
Daniel.
Daniel. Yeah, good. You gonna read it?
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. Verse 6. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning.
No, that's the color of the Most High. That's the Most High. So look, okay. So do you know what the color of beryl is?
Beryl.
Look it up. Yeah, look
in the normal dictionary.
Yeah, go to Google and type in the color. What color is beryl? Spell it for him, brother.
BERYL.
and then go to images. No, they didn't. This is barrel. All right. So at the top portion of that, what color does that look like? Damn near black, black. Right. So it said the color of the Most High. It said it was what?
Like,
Go back to Daniel.
or his color polished brass, and his body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning,
Mm-hmm.
and his eyes of lamps of fire, and his arm and his feet like in colors of polished brass.
You understand? So you know what polished brass looks like. It's a derivative of brown. You understand? So his body was a mix of fine brown and beryls. That means he was a medium skinned brother, medium dark skinned brother like me. You know what I'm saying? If not dark. You know what I'm saying? Go to Daniel 7 and 9. I think that's the one he was looking for. Daniel 7 and 9. No, type in beryl here. Beryl is a stone. It's a precious stone. Yeah. So it's a very, very deep, dark green stone. Yeah. But it's very, very dark in green. So it's almost black.
So you have to shine a light on the barrel in order to see
See
the
it.
green. In
Right.
order to see the green.
Right. But if you look at that raw stone, it's damn near black. All right. Daniel 7 and 9.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit,
Oh, that's the Most High. There you go.
whose garment was white as snow,
Mm-hmm.
and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
Keep reading.
Verse 10. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him.
All right. So also the angels are black. The Most High is black. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when you read in the second day when he created man, he said, "Let us create them in our image." Right? Like there's no doubt in antiquity that all the people on the planet were people of color. You understand? So that's the reason why, right? And it justifies everything. It starts at the beginning, right? With Allahayim, because that's God, right? Because you got to remember, this word is transliterated from this word. You understand? So this is why it is so important for you to know your language, right? All right. So we're gonna pause right here. Give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shah, Brakathum. And to the sisters, Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Thon, Shim, Yahweh, Shah. All right, here we go. All right.